Globally, people often criticize the criminal justice system for imposing unjustly long sentences on individuals, particularly young offenders. Many individuals face decades, or even life, behind bars for crimes that may not warrant such severe punishment. However, there are remarkable cases where individuals have managed to outlive these insane prison sentences. The stories of individuals who have outlived insane prison sentences are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the flaws within the criminal justice system. After enduring unimaginable lengths behind bars, they have all managed to reclaim their lives. Welcome to another exciting video content. We like to encourage you to spare some time to click the like and subscribe button on the video. When you subscribe to the channel, we will notify you whenever we post captivating video content like this one. To our returning subscribers, we would like to say welcome back. Now, straight to the video. Now, let's explore the lives of 8 incredibly resilient individuals who defied all odds by outliving unbelievably long prison sentences. Eddie Collins. In the annals of criminal justice and personal resilience, few stories can match the astonishing tale of Eddie Collins, who persevered through a grueling and unjust prison sentence for first-degree murder, lasting an unimaginable 43 years. Eddie's life took a tragic turn when, at the age of 21, he found himself involved in a drug-related altercation that resulted in a fatal shooting. Reflecting on his actions, Eddie expressed deep regret, acknowledging the gravity of his past choices. Growing up in Tucson, Arizona, Eddie grew up in a challenging environment, surrounded by the temptations of drugs and crime. However, his prolonged sentence served as a wake-up call, leading him to reflect on his past mistakes. Throughout his time in prison, Eddie has sought personal growth and redemption, determined to make a positive impact upon his release. Locked behind bars, Eddie faced unimaginable hardships, but held on to an unwavering belief in his innocence. Armed with sheer determination and an unyielding spirit, he became a beacon of resilience for his fellow inmates. He shared his knowledge, built relationships, and empowered others to overcome the oppressive and dehumanizing environment that defined their lives. Despite the crushing weight of years spent in confinement, Eddie refused to succumb to bitterness or despair. Instead, he focused on fighting for justice, tirelessly appealing his case and shedding light on the inadequacies of a justice system that had failed him. Eddie's relentless pursuit of truth ultimately gained attention from activists, journalists, and lawyers who rallied behind his cause, intent on overturning his conviction and securing his elusive freedom. After decades of tireless activism from both inside and outside prison walls, the court finally overturned his wrongful conviction. The world bears witness to an extraordinary moment of redemption as Eddie walks out of prison, a free man at last, his sheer determination heralding a new dawn of hope and justice for himself and others whose voices the system has unjustly silenced. Otis Johnson. Another individual who defied an insane prison sentence is Otis Johnson, who served a staggering 44 years behind bars for the attempted murder of a police officer. At the age of 25, Johnson, a resident of Harlem, plunged into a world he never could have imagined. After a chance encounter on the street escalated into a violent confrontation, the police wrongfully convicted him of attempted murder in 1970. Despite maintaining his innocence, the judge sentenced Johnson to an excessive prison term that robbed him of his youth, freedom, and countless opportunities. The number of years behind bars was just the beginning of his challenges. As he entered a vastly transformed world in 2014, Johnson faced a daunting reality. Technology had advanced exponentially, society had evolved, and he still had much to learn about the world the system abruptly cut him from. During his decades-long imprisonment, Johnson witnessed immense changes: the rise of the internet, the advent of smartphones, and a society steeped in contemporary culture alien to him. Imagine emerging from the confines of a prison cell to a cityscape where towering skyscrapers replace familiar buildings, bustling streets exhibit new modes of transportation, and individuals appear more engrossed in their devices than the physical world around them. Johnson had to navigate this unfamiliar territory without prior experience. a monumental task that speaks volumes about his resilience and determination. Rebuilding his life from scratch wasn't easy, but Johnson refused to surrender to despair. In his search for stability and a sense of purpose, he connected with various organizations to assist formerly incarcerated individuals. Through their support, he secured housing, employment, and access to resources tailored to individuals re-entering society after a prolonged absence. Johnson's dedication to personal growth saw him pursue education, attending classes to enhance his computer literacy skills and familiarize himself with technological advancements that had become deeply ingrained in daily life. Yet, despite Johnson's unwavering determination to reintegrate into society, the lingering effects of his lengthy imprisonment were undeniable. He grappled with the challenges of rebuilding relationships with family members who had grown up without him, overcoming the stigma associated with being an ex-convict, and learning to navigate the intricacies of contemporary life that had evolved in his absence. Nevertheless, his story is a testament to the indomitable human spirit and the unyielding resolve to rise above circumstances that might have deterred the faint-hearted. Otis' journey back to society contained uncertainty and isolation. Having lost touch with his family in 1998, he found himself alone. With only $40 and 2 bus tickets given to him upon release, Otis faced immense challenges rebuilding his life. However, his determination and resilience continue to drive him forward as he navigates the complexities of life after prison. John Franzese. John Franzese, a notorious mobster, defied an insane prison sentence of 50 years as the court released him from incarceration at the age of 100. As an underboss of the Colombo crime organization, John boasted about his involvement in numerous criminal activities, including the murder of over 60 people. His release into the public raised eyebrows, considering the magnitude of his crimes. While John's advanced age may render him less of a threat, it is important to acknowledge the lives he irreversibly impacted through his criminal actions. The justice system's decision to grant his release raises questions about the balance between punishment and the potential risks posed by individuals with such extensive criminal histories. Harvey Stewart's story is one of isolation and uncertainty. After serving 60 years in prison, the court released Harvey in 2011 at 83. Throughout his lengthy sentence, he received few visitors and lost touch with the outside world, leaving him unaware of the significant changes that had occurred during his incarceration. When the court sentenced Harvey, the world was a vastly different place. The cost of living was significantly lower, John F. Kennedy was the president, and technological advancements were yet to come. Stepping out into a society that had drastically evolved, Harvey faced the challenge of adapting to a world that may feel foreign and overwhelming after 6 decades of confinement. Hugh Alderman. Hugh Alderman, a bank robber, spent 62 years behind bars before his release. His criminal journey began in 1917 at the age of 23, when he partook in a robbery that resulted in the death of a victim. Hugh's life took a tragic turn as he became the sole survivor of the 4-man gang involved in the crime. Remarkably, Hugh escaped prison not once but twice during his sentence. However, in 1927, the court transferred him to a mental hospital, where he ultimately passed away at the age of 86. Hugh's story serves as a reminder of the immense loss of life and opportunities that can result from choosing a path of crime and violence. Charles Edret Ford. One of the most heart-wrenching stories of an individual outliving an insane prison sentence is that of Charles Edret Ford. Charles spent 64 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. Convicted of murder in the early 1950s, Charles faced an all-white jury in a time when racial inequality was rampant and the rights of black individuals were severely limited. At 19, Ford found himself on the wrong side of the law for a crime he vehemently denied committing. Charged with first-degree murder and armed robbery, the court subjected Ford to a trial riddled with inconsistencies, unreliable witness testimonies, and a lack of compelling physical evidence. Nevertheless, the court, swayed by the prosecution's narrative, handed down an astonishing 64-year sentence, effectively sealing Ford's fate and locking away the prime years of his life. Imprisoned within the confines of the notorious state penitentiary, despair, isolation, and a constant battle to maintain a sense of identity within a dehumanizing environment marked Ford's days. The weight of his sentence hung heavy on his shoulders, with each passing year only serving to amplify the injustice he endured. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into agonizing years. But Ford refused to let his sad fate crush his spirit. From behind the bleak bars, Ford tirelessly fought for his freedom, penning countless letters to lawyers, activists, and journalists, desperately seeking assistance in proving his innocence. Years turned into decades before his voice reached the ears of a dedicated legal team who believed in his cause. With their support, they filed appeals, judges re-examined evidence, and the tarnished conviction began to unravel at the seams. Finally, after a grueling 38-year battle, the court granted Ford a new trial. This second chance at justice breathed fresh hope into Ford's life, but the road ahead was far from easy. The scars of incarceration, both physical and emotional, remained as constant reminders of the years stolen from him. However, Ford's resilience and determination shone through as he faced his retrial, now armed with new evidence that cast doubt on his guilt. In a unanimous decision, a new jury found Charles Edrit Ford not guilty, setting him free after serving over 6 decades in prison for a crime he did not commit. The courtroom erupted in applause, tears of joy streaming down the faces of Ford's friends and supporters who had stood by his side all those years. Ford's release marked a newfound freedom for him and symbolized a triumph of justice and the enduring power of the human spirit. The injustice he experienced is a stark reminder of the flaws and biases within the criminal justice system. Howard Christensen. Howard Christensen's story is one of tragedy and transformation. At the age of 16, the court sentenced Howard to life without parole for the murder of a teacher in 1937. Alongside a 17-year-old accomplice, he committed the heinous crime that would forever alter the course of their lives. Approximately 30 years into his sentence, the judge changed Howard's punishment from life without parole to a 200-year prison term. Ultimately, in 2001, the court released Howard after serving 64 years. However, his newfound freedom was short-lived, as he passed away just 2 years later. His story serves as a reminder of the irreversible consequences of one fateful decision. Richard Honeck. Richard Honeck's life took a drastic turn when, at the age of 22, the court sentenced him to life in prison for the murder of a former school friend. Life sentences can vary depending on location and judicial systems, and Richard's case highlights the complexities and variations within the justice system. After serving 63 years and 1 month in prison, the court finally released Richard. His story raises questions about the purpose and effectiveness of long-term incarceration, as individuals can change significantly over several decades. It also underscores the importance of periodic reviews and assessments to ensure the punishment fits the individual's growth and rehabilitation. These stories serve as a reminder of the importance of a fair and just legal system that considers the potential for growth and rehabilitation. While the punishment for crimes is necessary, it is crucial to continuously evaluate the sentences imposed and ensure that they align with principles of fairness, justice, and the potential for redemption. Only by doing so can we hope to create a criminal justice system that truly serves the best interests of society. Thanks for sticking with this video till the very end. If you enjoyed this video and wish to see more of such videos, please subscribe to this channel. Also, remember to like and share this video next time. Thanks for watching.